Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Hit the bell, subscribe. We have new content coming out daily. Make sure you subscribe. God bless you guys. These animals for Hamas, they come in, they go to kibbutzes, take 6 hours for IDF. And I've said for a while, this is very suspicious why the IDF took 6 hours to respond. I need an answer.
Yeah, I think we definitely need, we need answers.
And before Israel invades Gaza, I hope they're not walking into a trap. I hope they're not walking into a chemical agent or biological agent, because something here is off. I'm just being honest. Something here smells. I have a pretty good, radar with this stuff. Anyway, that's a separate topic for a different time. So these animals go into these homes, and this has not been covered. They are taunting families, taunting them, and they take the phone of the victim, log onto the social media so all of their Jewish family members will see live streaming on Facebook them torturing Jews. Okay? That's what's happening. Haya, please continue.
Yeah, well, that was one of the very disturbing reports. There were images and a video this morning of a car that was completely burnt out, and it looked as if they had burned people. I don't know if they were alive when they were burnt or they were burnt to a crisp, like literally to a crisp, and it's really, really horrendous to see it. There's obviously all of the children who are hostages now. No one even knows if they're alive or not. They're taking Holocaust survivors, taking the elderly into Gaza as hostages. I mean, there's the visuals are so horrific, and I'm like forcing myself to watch it because I'm like, we have to know and see what these animals are doing. I think it's important that we see what they're doing, because there are so many people who are trying to defend it.
Let's talk about that. Look, I get always trying to see if they're, if the media is exaggerating things. Okay, I respect that. I do. Not falling into emotion, not getting overreaction. And I'll be honest, my gut instinct, and I've said this publicly, when I saw the original reports, I said, okay, this is a typical, I know that sounds bad, but it's typical rockets on both sides. And I'm always worried about fake news. But when I started to see reports, I said, you know what my reaction was, Hyatt? When I started to see CNN say that, children, I said, I'm going to have to see that before I believe it. That's my first reaction. Because I'm used to them with COVID and, all Ukraine, non-stop propaganda, okay? We got played with the baby incubator story, for example, in Iraq, right? We got played with that one. And so, hi, this is different. We have now verifiable, this is video proof that they are live streaming their massacre, live streaming it. And there's Americans involved. And so please, your reaction.
Yeah, 22 Americans, I think, as of this morning, are confirmed dead. I don't think they know how many American hostages there are. But yeah, I think just seeing their reaction, like you said, they're live streaming their murders, and there's videos, there's verifiable videos of the torture, of the murders, and there are still people out there somehow defending it. And it is a very, very strange hill to die on, to start defending a known terrorist organization. And it's scary that I think people just hate Jews so much that they're literally out there defending a terrorist organization. That is terrifying.
Yeah, so Haya, talk about this. I mean, you spend a lot of time online. You've started Libs at TikTok, which, just for everyone, it's clear, she doesn't work for TikTok. We're getting some emails. She monitors left-wing TikTok to expose what's happening in classrooms. She's done a moral good for society beyond anything I could put into words. She's terrific. Talk about, Haya, what you're seeing online, how traditional left-wing activists, the protests, BLM, Harvard, George Washington University, they are celebrating NYU Law. Thank you for sending that in the chat. This is a message from the president, the SBA president of NYU Law, saying that, quote, I will not condemn Palestinian resistance. Israel bears full responsibility for the tremendous loss of life. Now, I have to editorialize for a second here. A lot of Jews give these colleges money, and you guys better stop, okay? A lot of secular Jews fund NYU and fund Harvard. You guys are funding the suicide of the Jewish people. I mean, I say don't give it at all, but my goodness, How many secular left-wing Jews have given tens of millions of dollars to Harvard and NYU to just have them stick it up your tail and say, I want you dead? Haya, tell us what you're seeing online.
Yeah, it's just so mind-boggling. I think maybe possibly the worst was the BLM Chicago, who said that they stand with Palestine, and they put a picture of a paraglider. And as we all know, that's how the terrorists entered Israel and started murdering people at a festival. And it was basically just completely mocking the victims. And then the reaction was actually really funny because all of a sudden, all these Democrats who have supported BLM are like, oh, wait, like what's happening? And we're all just like, we've been trying to tell you guys for years that BLM is a terrorist organization. They say it out loud. And I think you pointed out that Hamas and BLM actually have very similar type of narratives, that, you know, that victim narrative, the resistance narrative. So that was actually very interesting to see. And I'm glad that BLM finally said it in a very clear way so that all their supporters now understand.